Hey everybody, welcome to a gameplay video. I'm playing against Raizin. He was in the Foxhole, hanging out, and just chatting, and then I figured I could record some videos. So this was more for his benefit. I told him I'd look through and try and point out just what I see in his gameplay and such that I like, or that could be changed. So we did one video already, but then I ran out of space on my hard drive, so I'm gonna try and make this a little more quick and cleared off some space so that we can get the whole game this time. Alright, what do we got? Got a lot of wolves, got a lot of ways to buff those wolves. I think we're gonna play towards our wolf strategy. So this game, he got a turn 1 play in the Gravelock Elder, or Gravelock Raider, sorry. We're not super worried about that. Hopefully we can get like a Frost Wolf or something, or a Ragged Wolf here. So he's going super aggressive. Usually on Copper Automaton, I like to save those for when I have my opponent, when I know that they get to take out a unit. I like to hold on to those. An interesting position for us, though, for certain. Frostgale seems good in this matchup, as does Mangy Wolf. I think we'll pitch one of our Mangy Wolves. I could Frostgale now. It would essentially just be doing 1 damage to a Raider, because this Automaton's just about to die. But I think we'll test him here. So we'll put out this Ragged Wolf. We'll see if he decides to use a Copper Automaton to take out my Ragged Wolf, or whether he tries to move it over to maximize damage on idols. If I were him, I think I would take out the wolf, but this is just how I'm gonna test him, I guess. Yeah, you take out the wolf and you move the Raider over so you can maximize damage. You put a point of damage on something else, and okay. So with that, we know that he's gonna prioritize damage on idols. So now we can't Frostgale. That's interesting, actually. But we can Sisters of the Fox. So we'll do that to protect, for countdown protection. We'll put down Sisters of the Fox, because there's not anything we would play prior to playing Sisters of the Fox. We're gonna push our team back a little bit. Crimson Bull would actually be interesting right now, but I don't think we'll get a chance to use it in the near future. So we're gonna hold off. We can do some tricks with the Mangy Wolf. But that Gravelock Outcast, we know we can't. We're gonna have to be able to deal damage to him in one full swoop, because of the previous game. I know that he has access to growth. So I'm using a little bit of my knowledge from the previous matchup to dictate what I do on this matchup. At this point, I could cast Mangy Wolf, but it doesn't feel like it does enough. I definitely don't want to cast Frostgale at this point, but I think I still want to hold on to it. So I'm going to cast Eye of the Eagle, see if I can get a different creature. Vader I'm not too excited about, other than the prospect of being able to make a turn for Great Wolf, so I'm definitely excited about that prospect. Never mind. Yeah, we're gonna let go of Frostgale. We're gonna try and get a little more aggressive here. So we're gonna not lose our team per se. Decisions. We don't want to. So there's a couple scrolls. Infernal Blast is one, and Thunder Surge that we're trying to play around at this point. We're not really playing around Infernal Blast that well right here. Our outcast can come take out the Sisters of the Fox, but he's getting to 5 resources, which probably signals a Gravelock Elder's coming down. Yep, okay. That's a bummer. Okay. Drat. So, what we want to do here is push this wolf up to protect the Great Wolf that we're playing instead. The plan was the Kinfolk Veteran, but Kinfolk Veteran is bad when we know he can heal. So, good play on his part. We need to pitch for a resource here, I think. Let's actually pitch for scrolls, because we have stuff for casting. 6 versus 7. Trying to think about a resource count next turn, being at 6 resources versus 7 resources. I think we would rather just be at 6 resources, so let's hope to get lucky here. Maybe we draw something good. We didn't draw something good, so Great Wolf's coming down. We'll put this Vader in the way, I think. No, that seems wrong. We don't want to stack our units, so we're going to keep that Vader away. Oh yeah, that Vader's keeping us at 5 resources. We should have sacked for a resource there. We shouldn't have sacked for scrolls. That was a bad play on my part, just because I forgot that this Vader is the source of me being at 5 resources. So I sort of cheated a little bit there. Okay. This is an interesting position for us to be in. We have 9 damage that we need to do. We can potentially do 1. Let's see. Right now we could potentially do 1, 4, so 5. Ragged Wolf would be 6, 7, and then Mangy Wolf would be 8. Oh man. Okay. So then instead we will. 8 damage actually seems pretty good. Just blow our load on. Okay, so we're going to pitch this Sisters of the Fox to get up to 6, because we're actually at 5 still. We're going to play out this Ragged Wolf, and then we're actually going to protect this Vader of the Wild. So that puts us at 8, so we're a point shy of dealing enough to kill his entire board. But we're okay with that, because that was a pretty good beat. We don't, yeah, I don't know. Raizin, you definitely you played that totally fine. There was no way you could anticipate me being able to do that much damage, and you still have an Elder that you could like put a plating on, or you've got ways to out of this probably still. A Thunder Surge would be killer. It would put you right back in this. If you had Thunder Surge, I don't think you have Thunder Surge. But yeah, that's totally a fine play from you. Bear Paw's interesting. We could go. I think we go up to 7 here. We cast Veteran Bear Paw. I just don't know what we cast them on. So we're gonna go Veteran for sure. Bear Paw will be. Dun, 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 dun. Decisions. I think we just try and keep our Great Wolf alive. Typically against growth you don't want to do that, because if they have access to Violent Dispersal you just sort of put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah, so this is a hybrid deck that he's playing, but oh nice. But that sometimes doesn't really mean a lot when you just don't draw hybrid scrolls. If you just tend to get the emphasis on one type. A Mangy Wolf would be wonderful right now. A Rally works just as great. So we cast that Rally. That's one of the things against playing against a growth deck is if there's Grey Wolf on the field, it's probably attacking that turn, or the next turn, with, you know, access to three rallies, 3 mangy wolves, and like maybe 2 or 3 god hands. If I'm at, you know, if I have a scroll in hand and I'm at 7 resources, there's so many different ways for me to attack. Rally would be good at this point, but you want to hold your countdowns to make it. So hold your countdown manipulation, especially on the turn where everything's attacking next turn. It makes it so that yeah, makes it more difficult for them because anything they play is getting attacked the next turn. So had I cast that rally at that instance, I would have gotten in for more damage for sure, but I wouldn't have been able to. I would have then had to wait 2 turns before I attack. Yeah, the Hand of Two Eye the Eagles. Yeah, you pretty much don't have a lot of plays at that point. If you just have 2 Eye the Eagles, yeah, sacking for growth is probably not a bad idea. Just because essentially those count as more creatures. Spark, we're okay with. Mangy Wolf, we're not okay with. So we're gonna go and we're gonna pitch Quake because we don't want to cast Quake right now. We're not gonna cast Frostscale either because we're just in a good spot. We're gonna shift our team a little bit here, and just to keep our stuff alive. I think we're still gonna focus on. I think we're gonna try and take out these 2 lanes and then leave the fight down with these 2 lanes. So by doing that, we're gonna shift our team. A rally right now doesn't have a lot of value, just because these guys are already attacking. So we'll keep it like that, and then put this Brother of the Wolf right in the center so that we can hop between. Not a great split for Thunder Surge, but not terrible. Yeah, because I think the 1 point of damage I would have put on the Ragged Wolf there wasn't really that important. And now I guess we're threatening on 4 lanes, which is nice, but we'll end up just taking out one of these 2. We'll take out these 2 5s for certain, and then we'll take out one of these 2 6s. Or we'll take out this 5, take out this 6 next turn, and then deal 5 and then just fight on that middle lane. Veteran is good. Ranger's Bane we're going to pass on, so we're going to draw 2 scrolls. Can we win it now? Can't win it now, but this is where you start to worry less about things like Ragged or Thunder Surge, just because Thunder Surge doesn't actually win them the game at this point. We're going to slide over, deal our damage in the center, cast a rally. Yeah, I think it was a fine position. You didn't know I had rally. And you didn't know I was going to be able to put down the Braves. So now what we'll do is we're fighting these 2 lanes, but we'll also take this Grey Wolf and just continue to apply pressure up top. Just because we have enough units to sort of make a 2-front attack. And again, yeah, Thunder Surge doesn't really bother us that much at this point. And then we can definitely get in and put you to task on these two lanes. So we're gonna move the team over. We're actually gonna get this guy out of the way because he's gonna just end up hurting our position more than dealing a bunch of damage. Yeah, let's set up a big next turn with Convoke Veteran, Crimson Bull. Split the team split the team up. Oh, we can't split the team up. We just don't want to just get wrecked by Thunder Surge, so we'll split the team up that way. That way we can one-shot this lane up top, and then we're not super susceptible to Thunder Surge. We'll put that Sisters of the Fox there, and then we will pass the turn. Yeah, you definitely had to put that that mortar to defend that lane, Raizin. So, yep. So far, I mean, you're playing it pretty well. So, nothing too crazy. Yeah, the only thing I think I remember from this one was prioritizing damage on idols. I think you over prioritize damage on idols at the beginning of the game, just like barely, just that one Copper Automaton that did 4 points there. I think would have been better taking out that Great Wolf or Ragged Wolf, but not a big deal. These hybrid decks, I noticed one thing about them is when you start to put in another resource, you put yourself in these positions where you have to focus on one resource because the game dictates that early on, but then you end up having to switch over last minute. So then we'll move over. We'll just kill it with Crimson Bowl. And then we'll just say, good game, man. Or woman, sir. Good game. Some people like to maximize their damage at the end, and if I have the win, I'll do it. Looking at the stats there, we definitely outdrew them. Just barely. Played a couple more units. Not as much with the enchantments and spells though. So it was more or less a combat game. Pretty interesting. It was a fun one. I definitely would think that we could. I don't know. For the stats make that game look more. These stats make the game. These three stats make the game look pretty even. But then when we look at damage dealt, the units played is just a different thing to be able to play bigger units, or to consistently play bigger units. He has elders in his deck, which I think is probably the top of his curve. But other than that, I think just having a bunch of little guys sometimes can be a detriment late game if you can't finish the deal early on. So overall, a really good game. You played it well, man. So, Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Till next time.